Mr. John Mahama, who visited Hohoe yesterday, described last week's disturbances in the town as unfortunate. He assured the government will work with them to restore peace in the area. Napoleon Atukito reports.
Hohoe, a busy commercial town in the Volta region, came into the news last week for the wrong reasons. The private residence of the paramount chief of B traditional area, Togbegan Gabusu, was severely vandalized. 2 vehicles parked in his compound were burnt beyond repairs. Another account of the conflict suggests that 101 stores and a mosque were completely razed down. People lined the streets of Hohoe to welcome the vice president and other top government officials, hoping that they will help ease the tension in the town. 3 deaths in the town, which occurred on the heels of each other, sparked off the conflict. 1 died from snake bite, another from electrocution, and a 3rd through natural causes. How the various factions to the conflict reacted to the medical, traditional, and religious underpinnings of each of the 3 deaths led to the crisis.
There was another snake bite case at the hospital. So when the mortuary was called to remove the body of the electrocuted boy, the Muslim guy thought it was their body which was being recruited. And so they did some vandalization. In the process, they lost their chief imam, who was almost over 100 years old. And because of the anger of the natives for the misbehavior of the northern group, the chief is saying that why not settle the matters very carefully before you bury your imam? And the chief virtually agreed that the imam should be buried. He was buried, but behind the scenes, the body was exhumed. You can imagine an imam whose nakedness should not be seen by anybody else. And so this infuriated the Muslim community, and that was the rampage. So in fact, the blame can be difficult for anybody to apportion blame in this case. The 2 parties didn't observe decorum.
The vice president, accompanied by the Interior and Volta regional ministers, met with the various factions. Leaders of the Zongo community in Hohoe said the exhumation of the remains of their chief imam angered the Muslim youth.
We went to bury the chief imam. By the morning, when the sons of the deceased went to this cemetery, they didn't find the body. We later heard the body had been thrown on the road to Central Kofi.
Government will, in the next few days, under the guidance of the regional minister, set up an investigative committee. The investigative committee will interview, all the players in what happened in order to establish the facts so that we can take any positive measures to ensure that it doesn't happen again. But for now, our main focus is on peace.
When the vice president visited the traditional leaders and prominent citizens of B, their beef was more about the missing regalia of the traditional authority.
We have lived years with our Muslim brothers, and we want to place this on record that what is happening, it's not a fight between Muslims and Christians. No. It is only an issue of misunderstanding between the Zongo community of Hohoe and the Benin state. Because if we had something against the Muslims, I don't think we would have granted the National Chief Imam, Dr. Nuhu Sharabutu, audience. He appealed to us. We listened to him. We know he's a man of peace.
The vice president called for peaceful coexistence among the different demographic groups.
Hohoe is an important commercial center, and it is even going to become more important with the construction of the Eastern Corridor Road, which you have seen has started. A lot more strangers and settlers are going to come and stay here with you because the town will become important and strategic because of the traffic that is going to develop on the Eastern Corridor Road. As indigenes of the area, you will have to develop a large heart to accommodate the people who will come and settle here. And that's why I'm saying this incident is a test of your patience and tolerance.
The paramount chief of B traditional area, Togbegan Gabusu, was briefly spotted at the residence of the municipal chief executive, where the Veep had met security officials to discuss the issue. Meanwhile, the streets of Hohoe continues to see a number of security officials monitoring the situation. The curfew will now be enforced from 7 p.m. as indicated by the Interior Minister. Napoleon Atukitu, GTV News, reporting.